Hey everyone, it's Chris Acton with Acton Creative, and this is a handwoven experience, episode 6. Today's episode is part 2 in a 7-part series walking you through weaving a project. Last week I kicked things off with the very first step, which is planning. So I have decided for this sample I'm going to do bolts of fabric, and I want them to be in sunny spring colors. So purple and yellow I think fits the bill. So here is my little planning sheet. It doesn't have all my math on there, but it's got my little scribbles about how many colors I'm going to use and in what order. It's all in Chris Acton shorthand, so no one will ever be able to decipher it. But I wanted to point out that I took a second to use my pencil and my graph paper to lay out the plan for the warp and the project. Just a reminder, the warp refers to the yarns that are going through the loom that are under tension. So once we have all the plan in place, then step 2 is to wind the yarns on the warping board. So this is my warping board right here. A warping board is a big frame that has pegs drilled into it. And the point of the warping board is to give you a structure that you can measure all your yarns the exact same length and in order. So those are the two big functions of the warping board. In this case, as you can tell, you can just kind of follow the pegs all the way down to get the same length. But it also has this cool feature where you do this thing called the cross. You see how these crisscross right here? This keeps my yarns in order, which is going to become very important in the next step when I'll be slaying the reed. So let me give you a little taste of what it looks like to wind your yarns on the warping board. So I'm doing purple in this. Like I said, I was going to do purple and yellow. You can see I already have some of a repeat going here, purple and yellow. I'm going to start at the top, a little starter peg here. And I like to do 2 yarns at a time if I can. Sometimes you can't just because you don't have enough cones, but it makes, it's half the time. So take your yarns, and one goes over this peg and the other one goes over that peg, and that keeps them in order. So then I'm going to wind them around the path that I've already determined, following all those other yarns. I'll go all the way down and come all the way back up. And when I go back through the cross, I go back the same way I went down, so it keeps everything in order right there. And then I'm back to the starter peg. And I'm sure you're thinking, no big whoop, that took her like 2 seconds. Well, the challenge is I have about 250 some odd yarns to get into the warping board, so it's going to take me a little bit longer. But after this stage, I'll be in great shape to start slaying the reed, which is the next step in the process. So if you enjoyed this, you got a little something out of it, please like, comment, or share. I would love to hear from you. And if you want to be one of the first people to know when the next video comes out in a handwoven experience, go ahead and subscribe. They'll give you a little notification and they'll let you know when the next exciting video is online. In the meantime, have a fabulous week and happy weaving.